Hi, good morning. Glad you guys are all here. We're gonna do some really cool stuff today. We're gonna put that and another piece in this, and we may even put the other parts on it too. Stay tuned. So these, when you have a supercharged, especially with the root style blowers, when you have a root style blower like this one, unless we pull the whole blower off, which I really don't want to do at the moment, I mean we will when we paint it and things, you kind of have to pull an alternator or something so you can get to the bolts that are in the front of the head to pick it up. So I just got to pull off a couple pieces on the accessory drive. We'll get this thing hooked up and hooked to the transmission and then to the transfer case, and then we're going into the chassis. Okay. Lift this up, get the stand off, get the motor mounts on. This is good. This engine I think is going to look really good in this Ford truck, and I know I'm going to get a lot of slack for this, but at least it won't break down because it's a Chevy. Old MacDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. Tip of the day for moving an engine: make sure that you don't scratch anything. It doesn't really matter if it's a clapped out small block. Like, take your time, make sure the chains run nice. Because the last thing you want to do is pick up an engine and break like a component on the top side. That sucks. Always try to make, if you're using a tram like this one, a lot of the times we'll just use like a max pivot. It just picks it up by the valley pan or by the carburetor. Those seem to be a lot easier. But when, like I said, just like I talked about before, when you have this blower, you got to get up and around it. So how many links were there? There will be a test later. Yeah. So when I hooked it up, I put a little twist in the chain because obviously how I was picking it up, I can't put a transmission that way. Now I have all this room. Once I come out, I can go right over to the transmission, throw some bolts at it, and we should be money. So another thing too, a tip when you're putting an engine and a transmission and you're mating it all together for the first time, never force it with hardware, ever. If your converter's not seated or you have some spacing issues between flex plate, torque converter, if you do force it, you will push the torque converter and the input shaft through the pump, and the transmission has to get rebuilt, period. Always make sure that you can put it together with your hand. And then what I like to do also, I'll stick my hand in the back and make sure I can spin the converter before I pull it up to the flex plate. And if you like all these tips and things that I'm teaching you today, like and subscribe, please. This is the first time I've seen this piece. This looks to be like the adapter for the 8 HP. I don't know exactly how it goes yet, but I'm gonna get to the bottom of it.
Taking everything out of the engine bay, and then after that taking everything out of the interior. Except I think we're leaving the dash in. I don't think we're taking that out. I think it's just seats, carpet. We're leaving all the glass in it, but everything out of the engine bay. We're sending it to Roadster Shop, get scanned, so we can do a chassis on it. So scanning the chassis, the scanning the floor. We need all this mess out of the way. But I've never taken one of these apart, so I'm trying to really take my time, look at everything, make sure we don't break anything, catalog everything, bag it and tag it. Yeah, some more pictures.
This is a 68 Bonneville convertible. Beautiful car, been restored in the past. Pretty clean. I can't believe actually how clean it is.
No, this thing's actually really nice. The only grease I got on my hands were from the tie rod ends underneath when I was trying to drain the oil, and that I think that's going to be the only grease I get. This thing's super clean.
It's got a couple small areas that we'll have to restore, but more importantly, we're going to tub it, put it on a new chassis from the Roadster shop. It's a full independent. We're going to put in an LT4 with a 10-speed automatic transmission.
It's got quadrijet, and there's no gas seeping out, there's no buildup. Like, the heads look perfect, there's nothing on the water pump, there's no oil splash, anything anywhere on this, like nothing coming off the brake master. Had to have been somewhat restored at some point. I haven't got a full breakdown on what we're doing. This thing's got like no miles on it. Let's see if we can.
Oh, got it.
Oh!
Got it. Pull it back. There it is.
I'll put this in the carburator bag.
Weird seeing a quadrijet that's not leaking.
I know. It's so clean.
Ooh, look at the bottom of it, dude.
Blades are super clean, no carbon. One thing I've noticed about old cars is to make half of the seat bolts super easy to get to, and the other ones, not easy.
Let me get up into the car.
Oh, hold up.
You
My
left the
bad.
Seatbelts, sir, didn't you?
Seat belts, brother. They were tucked away. It's all the angle of the dangle.
Might need to just hold this up or hand this off the tin.
Yeah, I think we're A-okay. Give me some bumps. Hold up. Oh, it's just brake lines.
Brake lines popping? We're good?
Yeah, we're
Okay.
good. Noise.
A couple of things that I really want to stylize though. We're going to go ahead and do a set of our door handles. We're going to do the rear bumper. We're going to pull it in nice and tight to the car instead of being able to stick your lunchbox between the quarter panel and the inside of the bumper. Also, we're going to build a new custom taillight panel, which is all one piece. We're going to shave some stuff off that we don't want, like a couple of the emblems. More importantly, the very front of this car is something I got to take a lot of the ugly out.
So we got it scanned, we got the sheet metal, the bumper, all the headlight doors and everything. We got all that stuff before the car was disassembled. I know those guys are cranking on it in the body shop, getting this thing going. So I got all that information while I still could get it. I just kind of wanted to go over, I was looking at the rendering and it's pretty straightforward, just grill slats.
Yeah, pretty much, and just follow the contour of the. So these ends, they kind of kick out, don't they, or they just is it flat straight in?
So I was looking at some OEM ones, and I see the similarities. The what we want to do compared to the OEM.
Okay.
Except, there's a lot of these OEM ones that have bigger gaps. They have.
We won't do the OEM gap fit.
Yeah,
We'll tighten her up a bit.
So I got the idea for the slats. What are you thinking for these headlight doors? What do you want?
So I was actually thinking most of the time you'd have, like, for the headlight doors, we don't want to open it and see the headlights behind it. So I definitely would say just maybe a solid piece.
Okay.
We'll just kind of line it up, figure out how many slats you're going to have. I definitely would like to have them as close as possible. Obviously, we need to get some air into the front of the car.
Yeah, for sure.
And then just have them all flow from this piece. If you have to make it a corner piece, I guess there's going to be a seam on this as well as right here. And then just have them go all the way across. And yeah.
So I put some shapes together. You can see right here. And I thought we would want to do these parts we can do on the CNC. Get those things perfect and solid. with
That
the
makes
slab.
sense.
But with this part, that's such a big piece. CNCing that part.
Oh
would
no,
be-
no, no!
would
I
be a
don't.
nightmare.
Yeah, I don't think I
So
would do that either.
I think what we can do to make it the easiest possible would be laser cutting those pieces and having it kind of indexed together, and then we'll weld the back sides.
Totally cool. These should be open so we get the air in through the radiator. These should be closed. And then what I imagine we're going to do, I don't want to chrome that stuff. I think that's going to be way too expensive, way too time consuming.
Yeah,
I think the front of those things can be polished aluminum, and then we'll black out the rest of it, whether we powder coat or just paint it. So when we do that, all of them, when you stand back, as long as these lines all line up, it's going to look like you have just one big flowing Phantom grille, and then of course the headlights will retract.
But I'm pretty confident in everything.
Cool.
And I'm glad we're doing this before it's going to chrome, because there's not a ton of tabs to attach these things to. So we'll be able to make sure we have all the mounting points all figured out,
Okay.
rather than trying to figure it out on a finished car.
On the
That'd be a
welded onto the
nightmare.
bumper before
Yeah.
you send it to chrome. That makes more sense. Yep.
So-
Cool. No, I like where you're going with, man. Just keep running.
Cool. So I'll hand
Looks
I'll hand
rad.
these CNC parts off to Channing, let him go crazy with that,
Okay.
and then I'll send these parts off to laser. And
Perfect.
We should be rolling.
When those headlight doors are open, it's because it's at night. It's gonna be dark. It won't matter. We'll black out the whole background where the headlight sits and stuff. When that's up, though, that's gonna be so pretty across the front of that. It
Yeah.
just won't have. I just always thought that the grills were just too busy on these
Yeah.
with the headlights exposed. I think they always should have had, or at least had that option. So that's perfect.
Sweet. Right on.
Cool.
Cool.
We always like cars to kind of look like they were supposed to look this way, but we want to add just a little bit more smoothness, closer tolerances, and much better fitment and design. By hiding the headlights, this is going to give it a cleaner look on the front fascia. By putting the grill bars in there really tight, having a bright work on the front of it, some depth in black to the back side of it, it's going to really make it look custom.
So I got a little chatter down here in these valleys. So I'm just gonna drop the tool 5 thou and then I'll run it again and it should clean it up, make it look nice. It looks nice, but we want it to look nicer. So we're gonna try and make it look nicer.
So we're going to build a 1977 Ford F-150. We're going to call it the F-1150 because of the over 1,000 horsepower. So as soon as this truck gets back from Bo's place getting dipped, it's going to have everything will be stripped off, zinc plated. The guys are going to go ahead at that point and do the rust repair and then also do the gapping, make sure that everything's ahead of schedule.
Yeah, we're trying to get, an initial gap and match on this thing. At least get it sitting where we like it the best. You fix that latch right up. Is the latch goofing us up? You need to scoop the latch a little bit. Take it a little bit back. It kind of pulls pressure on it. Are we getting a little low over there? Are we good? Try bringing this side down and over just a little bit. So we've got 2 different adjustments on the hinges, and then the latch will help too, and then also all these bumpers kind of help locate it. So everything's got to play together to be able to get this thing to sit down just perfect. Try cracking this side and going the opposite.
Also, is that hood structure messed up right there? It looks like the latch or the hinge isn't sitting flush right there.
I was just looking at that. I don't know if it's, does it tighten down all the way? thing is going to go on another chassis, so we're not trying to get too carried away, but if we can get the best we can right now, like that. It's really close. That peak's just not getting there. Feels good to me. Up a little bit. That might shift the line that way a touch. So everything else seems pretty decent other than the crown on the back of the hood.
I think this gap looks uniform now. I think it just needs to go down on the hinge and care.
Tighten that up a little bit, and that's probably where we're going to leave it up. Yeah. We just got to get those fenders perfect. Oh, that could be holding it up a little bit too if the fenders aren't exactly where we need them. I'm going to move this latch a little bit. Bit of crown here, a little low in the middle. See if that did anything. So we're just making some real micro adjustments here, and we should be able to have it sitting down pretty good here in a minute. Like it's flexing back there to you at all?
Look more like the flange is bending. Keep coming down. A little.
It's close.
So really, it's like applying all the tricks we have to get the fitment super nice so that as you look at it, you just think, wow, that truck fits together so wonderfully, and it looks like it was so easy to do.
This is the first time I've seen this piece. This looks to be like the adapter for the 8 HP. I don't know exactly how it goes yet, but I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. So if I had to guess, this is the shaft that goes into the transfer case, and we'll get to that in a minute. I'm gonna kind of unbox everything and just kind of take a look at it. I'm pretty sure this 6-bolt adapter needs to slip off here, and then I'm hoping that it uses bolts. Every trans is a little bit different. Like the last one we did, the Ford 10-speed that we did in the Bronco, the whole tail shaft unbolted, right? And then this adapter bolts onto that. This looks like there might be another plate, but it looks like it incorporates these 4 bolts, I'm hoping somehow. So again, I think I gotta get it all out, see what we have, and it will probably make perfect sense. I don't see any instructions. Oh, so we have an adapter here that is universally clockable, it looks like, which is awesome. And I'm guessing this is a complete guess. No, it doesn't. What in the I don't like this, and there's no place for that lip to go. I think we might have to go to the old interwebs on this because something is not jiving on something here. Fuel pump, motor mount, brakes. I think these are the directions for the chassis only, so this shouldn't have too much references on engine, but there is this. So that's for this mount that bolts to the transfer case, how it all goes together. Very detailed instructions, by the way, but not what we need. It almost looks like to me, and I could be crazy, but this side of the housing looks, see how it's got this piece cut in, it's like that's where that fits and keeps it center. But you can see I have a female here, and this is not going to come. This is keyed, so that has to go into this, I would think, but I bet. See, that's how that's supposed to be, but the shaft's not right unless there's some kind of coupler that I'm not aware of, and obviously didn't come with it unless I have to look through all these papers. There would have to be a coupler here and a coupler here, because it's like this is in backwards. Because see, this lines up there, and now all of a sudden it's connected, but that's not, that doesn't look right here. So yeah, we're gonna have to, maybe they put the shaft in backwards. So it's time to get somebody on the phone.
Well, I've got the grill fit really nice in here, so I've got it blown apart so I can add a couple of mounts and just sand a couple things down. I'm going to get it put back together and check it off, and then I think we'll be able to send this thing out to Chrome. So we are on the final stretch here. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. Greg did a killer job designing it up and getting me laid out. It was pretty straightforward. Just had to get a little tricky with a couple mounts, but as long as I can get it back together where it was, we'll be good.
This had a really bulky front bumper, which is fine, but we're gonna stylize it and make it a lot nicer. We're gonna pull it in nice and tight to the sides of the body. We're gonna actually build a roll pan, which is gonna encase that big, heavy bumper. We're gonna give a lot more shape to it, which is gonna give it a lower to the ground look. And then, of course, we're gonna hide the headlights. This is gonna make it look badass. No more exposed headlights. I want these hidden. I want a phantom-looking grille. This is gonna be polished and black. It's gonna make it look deep and custom.
Aluminum TIG weld. Some of them look better than others. Hopefully I didn't put too much heat in there. Some little strap I made up so that the face will sit on the door for the headlight. Just keep it the same height, just so I can get a good flat plane across there. So these will just be temporary.
Be careful.
Oh. That's a little better. So after throwing these welds on here, it's shrunk it essentially, so it's kicking these just a little bit, and it's when I throw it in here, Greg designed this to be very precise on where it fits up in here. So I still got to bend these tabs around a little bit, but the idea is to get these to flow through at the same plane and the same relation to each other, and then I got to get a perfect gap through here too. So with this welding that's been done on each one of these little plates here, it's kind of kicked it just a little bit. So I'm just trying to get everything nice and dialed all the way through like Greg intended. And I think it'll help me out in the long run. I think I'm pretty close right there. One of these still had a little bow in it. So just flexing it out a little bit, trying to get it to come back around. A little better.
Open up that gap just slightly. Is this thing, can you rock it?
Yeah.
With the hair?
Yeah, I think it's going to be super minimal.
It might need to reduce that gap on this part just a hair. I think it's so close.
I was wondering if I can get some tabs hanging, if I can just slot them a little bit, and then I can.
Well, so the way, yeah, I think you'd want to slot the hole
This
in
piece.
that piece,
Yeah,
because
we'll
the
drill
thread
in.
will be on the aluminum.
Drill and tap the other one. 16th under there, maybe. I could come down here too if we want.
Yeah, I think coming down there is going to close this gap up a little bit too.
A little bit.
Oh yeah, this guy's getting super tight. I'm going to try like that.
If I can get it close enough to be able to hang a tab, then we'll be able to twist or lock or
Yeah.
move it around a little bit. We need to get a little better system here, but
No, I think this is. I think if you get a tab on here, and you can kind of like at least have the tab and not maybe tacked or something.
Yeah.
But it's so close, you know.
yeah,
it seems like
one
it
little
just,
wriggle.
Yeah, I think locking these two together and kind of shifting both of them at the same time will get you there, and then we'll just put the limiters on this after the fact. All right. Yeah, I think it looks good. Keep cruising.
I had to throw a couple of welds here, and wasn't a ton of heat, but it was enough to put a little arc in here. I'm going to go ahead and tack these on, these single ones, and just get all the welding done just in case it moves, and then I can straighten it back out. But this thing was made to fit in this grill perfect, and so any little deviation or this or that can throw it off. So I'm going to get in there, get this thing mounted solid, and we'll be able to move on. But I'm going to get the welding done real quick. Couple more. Better go put some more tacks on these before I break them off. From the back here, I've welded, and I've got a couple of boogers that you'll maybe see from the front. Just a couple little boogers. So I'm just filing these down where they're flat so you won't see through them. Trying to make it look a little more pretty. It's looking really good. Really happy with it. I think this thing's about ready though. And then I think we'll be able to send this thing out to Chrome.
So it's time to get somebody on the phone. Female on the transfer case, and the side of this adapter that I have is also female. I have a male 23 on the transmission side. That's how it was installed. Is that wrong or correct? So I got off the phone. Oren, tons of help. Come to find out, my suspicions were correct. And again, will this bolt up to the transmission? I don't know yet, but this adapter piece in here is backwards, and that puts the adapter the wrong way. So we need to flip it around so the birds and the bees are having a good time. So we need to pop this out and then see it. There we go. Okay, so then this now fits in here correctly. That's not right.
Yeah. Because this is like a ceiling flange, right? Or like something would ride.
Yeah, but
in
nothing
there.
comes apart on this trans.
Right.
Sorry, I'm being patient.
It's okay, dude.
I'm being patient.
It's okay. We'll get through this.
I'm being patient.
Think about the first time you 4L80 swapped something.
It was easy.
First time you put one behind a LT4.
Harder.
See? But we got through it.
Yeah, you're right. What they're basing everything else off of is what body is this?
Oh, advanced adapters is?
Exactly. Because they need to know what body this is to have an adapter. Do they even have an adapter for this trans?
You can see the back side of this.
Flat.
Four-wheel drive is totally different.
This is a two-wheel drive case. Anytime that you want to run an advanced adapter, and maybe I'll call them and see if they have an adapter for a two-wheel drive trans. I don't think so, but we had to swap off the tail housing and the output shaft out of the 10-speed for the Bronco to make it a four-wheel drive transmission. So even if you're running an aftermarket transfer case, most of these adapters are designed to go behind four-wheel drive trans. Let me get on the phone, make some phone calls, and go from there.
Word.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Get that.
Right there at the bottom, right
Ow,
here.
right down
Like-
there.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, do that. Do that thing you guys do.
Wiggle,
Like
wiggle.
and
Like
subscribe.
and subscribe.